baby's diaper tops for her bottom? Find out as Consumer Reports shops for products that save dollars and make sense from Peppy to turkey.
Since 1972, we're HBO, pioneering a decade of innovation. 1975, HBO launches a tradition of seeking out the brightest new comedians on location. 1979, a revolutionary video technique puts Dick Cavett square in the middle of history for the award-winning HBO series Time Was. 1981, another breakthrough year as HBO becomes the first pay service to cablecast from mainland China. 10 years of innovation and entertainment on HBO.
Happy anniversary, HBO. We know who the real champs are.
You're watching HBO. We're celebrating 10 years of entertaining you.
Dollars and Cents Show. Facts to answer your questions about products you use in your home. In these hallowed halls of ivy, generations of students have known the answer to the question, what's mostly wool all over and uses woolite? The answer? A preppy. The Shetland sweaters, the wool scarves, the fine cotton blouses, the wool socks, all require special care. Not only preppies, but a lot of people think of woolite as being the best bet for their hand washables. But is it? To find out, Consumer Reports tested and compared 11 liquid and powder detergents, including 2 types of woolite, to see how well they cleaned. Consumer Reports found woolite powder indeed did an excellent job. But several other currently available products, some of which surprisingly were dishwashing liquids, cleaned just as well and were a lot less expensive. For example, according to Consumer Reports, washing 10 sweaters in Dermassage dishwashing would cost about 10 cents. The same number of sweaters in Ivory liquid would cost about 12 cents. In A&P Wool Wash, 17 cents. In Dove dishwashing, 21 cents. But the cost of washing 10 sweaters with woolite cold water powder would be 35 cents. Over 60% more than washing with the most expensive dishwashing liquid, Dove. With the high cost of a college education today, even preppies can save some money by using one of these 4 detergents that were as good as woolite powder, but less expensive. Yes, you can pull the wool over a preppy's eye anytime, as long as it's nice and clean.
My name is Sergeant Crunch. I'm your drill instructor. This is Corporal Pound.
And when we get through with you, you're going to be the best drill team ever.
Private Potter, if you could buy only one drill, what size should it be? Consumer Reports recommends the standard 3/8-inch model, sir.
Private Spent, of the 3/8-inch drills tested, were any not safe enough?
Yes, sir. Of the models currently available, one was not safe enough because the trigger lock failed to disengage properly in the Consumer Reports test, sir. And what was the name of that drill, Private? The drill was the Win PR82. It was rated not acceptable, sir.
Private Wombly, which 3/8-inch drill excelled in the test?
The Black & Decker 7159 was top rated because it excelled in the Consumer Reports test, sir.
What did it cost, Private?
The Black & Decker 7159, list price $90. List price $90.
$90 what?
$90, sir.
Private Potter, which drill was rated a best buy for the money?
The Black & Decker 7190, list price $35, provided enough power for most jobs and was rated a best buy among the drills tested, sir. All right. Today's detail is KP for everyone.
Stop griping!
You will go into the mess hall, and you will drill holes for hanging the new cabinet. Now, quick, march! 1, 2, 3, 4.
So remember, the top-rated 3/8-inch drill was the Black & Decker 7159 at about $90. But if you want to spend less, the best buy at about $35 was the Black & Decker 7190.
Well, what do you think?
Well, of course, I wouldn't tell them. But I think we've got ourselves a pretty good drill team.
Ramsey, Brian, Catherine, Katie. They're all cute, and they're all different. But from the back, they tend to look alike. You can't tell one disposable diaper from another. Or can you? After 40,000 diaper changes, Consumer Reports panelists judge some disposable diapers consistently better than others. Rated lowest in overall quality were Kmart Elasticate Leg and 4 pre-folded diapers currently on the market. A&P, JCPenney, Truly Fine, and Ward's Pre-Folded. The 5 top-rated disposable diapers in order of preference were Pampers, Huggies, Luvs, Sears Elastic Leg, and Ward's Elastic Leg. For babies' bottoms, these 5 disposable diapers were top.
Mixed up about all those cake mixes. Don't know which ones to choose. Consumer Reports tested dozens of the most popular brands for taste and texture. Of the 19 yellow cake mixes tested, only one was rated very good. Betty Crocker Golden Pound Cake. Of the 15 white cake mixes tested, 2 were rated very good. Pillsbury White Angel Food and Betty Crocker White Angel Food. Of the 24 chocolate cake mixes, and chocolate is the most popular flavor, 3 were high rated. Betty Crocker Super Moist Chocolate Fudge, Jiffy Dark Fudge, and Duncan Hines Deluxe 2 Deep Chocolate. So when it comes to cake mixes, there's no need to get all mixed up.
Weightlifter Boris Wadinsky can lift practically anything in the world, except a garbage bag. Alas, poor Boris, if he only knew which garbage bag to buy. Consumer Reports tested outdoor trash bags, the 20 to 26 gallon sizes and the 30 to 33 gallon sizes. In the 20 to 26 gallon sizes, 3 brands did poorly in the test. Handy Bag, Trash and Grass, True Value, and Ward's. What bag should Boris use in this size? The Sears Bagzilla 26-gallon size was in a class by itself. Every sample Consumer Reports tested came out with hardly a scratch. Hefty, standard-sized trash bags did nearly as well and were less expensive than the Sears. The most popular size trash bag is the 30 to 33 gallon size. In this group, Boris should avoid Woolworth's Dora May Super Bag, which burst nearly every time it was dropped. Boris should use any of the 3 brands in the 30-gallon size that did well in the test and were bargains. Ann Page Heavy Duty, Glad Improved, and Hefty. Now Boris can lift anything in the world, except his feet.
Saccharin is a calorie-free sugar substitute discovered in 1879. Almost right from the beginning, the use of saccharin seemed to be controversial. President Theodore Roosevelt, the saccharin user, had this to say about it. "You tell me that saccharin is injurious to health. My doctor says it to me every day. Anybody who says saccharin is injurious to health is an idiot." Today, saccharin dominates the artificial sweetener market as it has for most of the past 80 years. Americans consume an estimated 6 million pounds of saccharin every year, most of that in soft drinks. Saccharin's next largest use is as a tabletop sweetener. It's also the sweetener for certain dietetic foods and other items, such as some lipsticks and toothpaste. Ads selling diet products with saccharin often show sleek, beautiful, thin, handsome bodies. The question is, does saccharin have any health benefits for dieters or anyone else?
We don't have good scientific evidence that people who use saccharin-containing products actually are able to lose weight better or to maintain their weight better than people who don't use those products.
The National Academy Science Report in 1979 stated that, in fact, it might even cause consumers to gain weight, in that they have this concept that if I drink a diet soda, then I can really splurge on something else.
As it stands now, saccharin-containing products bear a label that warns the user. It says, use of this product may be hazardous to your health. This product contains saccharin, which has been determined to cause cancer in laboratory animals. Saccharin does cause cancer in animals. It is a carcinogen of relatively low potency, but animals, in particular rats, who are exposed to saccharin in the womb and throughout their life are more likely to get tumors of the bladder.
People who drink diet sodas usually focus on this, and they forget or never even see the warning labels.
Well, in the beginning, when the label was first put on the containers, it did have some effect. With time and with familiarity, there are people who've forgotten it's even on the container to begin with. And that's the effect of warning labels. They become familiar, and they're no longer warning.
Use of saccharin in soft drinks and other processed foods has been banned in Canada. In the United States, the law says that a substance causing cancer in man or animals may not be added to foods.
In the case of saccharin, which does cause cancer in laboratory animals but still is available in our food supply, a special law was passed to permit this.
In large measure, this was a response to the fact that saccharin was the last remaining artificial sweetener.
The reason that saccharin is not banned at the present time is because there was such a public outcry that was generated by the soft drink industry, who paraded as the Calorie Control Council and took out full-page ads and really undertook a campaign to put political pressure on Congress to pass a bill which would allow this cancer-causing additive in their soft drinks.
How much risk of cancer is there for someone who drinks a lot of diet soda?
We can say with some assurance from our study of 3,000 people with bladder cancer and 6,000 people without, that drinking up to 2 cans a day carried no evidence of any increased risk. We're much less certain about doses well above that.
It's the people who consume extraordinary amounts, 6, 7, 8, 9 saccharin-sweetened drinks a day that might be at particular risk. Certainly during pregnancy, I would try to limit my intake of saccharin-sweetened materials just as much as I possibly could.
I would tell people, if they were considering a diet drink with saccharin, is to avoid the unnecessary risk. Try dieting a more sensible way that has more lasting benefits. There's no question that saccharin is a carcinogen, and there's question, really, if it helps you in your diet. So I think the best alternative is to avoid it.
So if you drink a lot of diet soda because you see this, go easy. Don't forget to read the fine print and consider your health.
Hello, I'm Julia Chives, and today I'm going to talk turkey to you. Gobble, gobble, gobble. That's a little joke of mine. My husband tells me I should have been a comedian instead of a chef. Dear man. Now, the first thing we're going to do today is to look at a made-for-TV movie. And like many made-for-TV movies, this one is a real turkey. In America, the turkey was once only eaten on certain holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. But it's now a year-round meal. Well, you know, in its wild state, the turkey is a scrawny bird. There's practically more bones than meat. But today's domesticated gobbler is top-heavy with meat. Much of that weight gain is the result of turkey feed, which is chock full of growth stimulants. And some of those are nutritious grain and dairy products. Others are controversial disease-preventing drugs. Unfortunately, all this processing can result in a mediocre-tasting turkey. In fact, as far as taste goes, Consumer Reports judged only 3 frozen turkeys very good out of 18 tested. And not one was judged excellent for taste. There were 3 brands judged very good in overall quality were Riverside, Land O'Lakes, and Empire Kosher. By the by, don't worry about whether a turkey comes with a basting solution or not. The birds with the basting solution weren't necessarily better tasting than the turf. Now, you may be thinking that if you spend a little more for a fresh killed turkey instead of a frozen one, you'll get a better tasting bird for your money. Well, forget it. Consumer Reports found that the way turkeys are bred and fed today, a fresh turkey wasn't the best tasting bird. Oh, If you have a small family and you can't make use of all the meat, on a whole turkey, don't despair. Instead of enlarging your family, consider a frozen turkey breast. It's all white meat, and it can be more economical. The House of Rayford breast was judged very good in Consumer Reports taste test. And finally, a happy note. The modern turkey is as nutritious as ever. It has less fat and fewer calories than many other meats, and the turkey is reasonably priced. So the next time you think of a turkey, think of this show. This is Julia Chimes, cooking with gas, and wishing you a delicious good night.
Aspirin stood alone in the world of pain relievers up through the Jazz Age. Then, in the 1930s, Anacin began to be heavily promoted. In 1948, Bufferin came on the scene. Followed in the 1960s by the extra-strength pain relievers, such as Excedrin. In the 1970s, Anicin's arthritis pain formula and arthritis strength Bufferin came along. And in 1979 came still another wrinkle, maximum strength Anicin. But for all the extra ingredients, the extravagant claims, and the fancy prices, such products, for the most part, really have nothing in them to relieve pain but plain aspirin. Take Anacin, for example. In Consumer Reports' view, no adequate studies have proven that Anacin is faster or more effective than plain aspirin as a pain reliever. As for Bufferin, clinical studies have not shown that Bufferin offers faster or more gentle pain relief than aspirin. And when it comes to extra-strength pain relievers like these, for most people with ordinary headaches, 2 tablets offer little, if any, more pain relief than 2 plain aspirin tablets. So remember, in Consumer Reports judgment, no non-prescription pain reliever, buffered, extra strength, maximum strength, or whatever, is more effective than plain aspirin.
Did you know that dandruff occurs in even the healthiest scalps and is usually a cosmetic problem, not a medical one? Did you know that brushing may make your hair look nicer, but it doesn't get rid of dandruff? Did you know that medicated shampoos like Head & Shoulders, Tigrin, and Selsun Blue can help control dandruff, but you may not need them? According to Consumer Reports, to control most mild cases of dandruff, less expensive, ordinary shampoos are often all that is needed. Consumer Reports recommends you try ordinary shampoos several times a week to get rid of mild dandruff. Frequent shampooing will not harm the hair or scalp. And medicated products can cost as much as 68 cents per ounce. Ordinary shampoo can cost as little as 20 cents per ounce. Remember, when it comes to most dandruff, use your head and try ordinary shampoos first.
Stan Garland and Oliver Hefty have gone into business as home cleaners. This is their very first job at the home of Mr. Rod Grimes and his lovely wife, Mrs. Wanda Grimes. So the boys really want to give the place a good clean. but they don't know which kind of vacuum cleaner to use. A regular canister, a canister with a power nozzle, or an upright. According to Consumer Reports, where you have a room with a large carpeted area, an upright model is a good choice. Among the uprights tested, costing from $200 to $350, 4 models were high rated. In order of preference, they were the Hoover U3101-900, J.C. Penney's 6049, the Eureka 5060, and the Electrolux Deluxe 1451E. But for bare floors, loose mats, and furniture, an upright won't do. You need a canister. Consumer Reports top-rated the Hoover S3187 at about $160. It was easy to push and good at picking up litter on the surface. For cleaning carpets with deeply embedded dirt, you need to use a canister with a power nozzle. The Hoover S3199 at about $380 was really outstanding, but it was the most expensive model in Consumer Reports test. The Hoover S3193 at about $240 was just as good a cleaner, but with fewer conveniences, and was judged a good value. And here comes Mrs. Grimes to check up on the boys and to see how well they're cleaning up.
If I ever catch you with my wife again...
So you may find out, as Stan and Ollie did, that with the right vacuum cleaner, a home can be cleaned out.